Michigan is the third largest apple producer in the country after Washington and New York. Last year, Mother Nature didn't hand Michigan growers any favors, but this year is a much different story. The Michigan Apple Committee says this year's crop could pump up to $900 million into the state's economy. National reporter Tyne takes us to the orchard where the crop is blossoming into a bin buster.
Any fall weekend, Uncle John's orchard is bustling with thousands of people hungry for fresh apples. And this year, there's plenty of produce to pick.
We have a normal crop here.
In southwest Michigan, bins are filling up quickly. Brian Bixby says the size is good considering how dry it's been, but the taste is even better.
This year is, I would say it is a vintage year. The flavors in these apples, all in peaches this year, were wonderful. The sugar levels, brick levels are very high. The flavors are great. The texture is unbelievable.
This is quite a change from 2012 when a late spring freeze zapped buds, devastating 90% of Michigan's apple crop. Bixby says the trees had so much energy left from last year from not producing fruit, it's attributing to the good flavor. That's a relief for both growers, considering the financial hit they took in 2012.
Last year, they didn't harvest a single apple. And in the 5 generations that this family's been here, they said that's never happened.
Well, luckily we're 5th generation growers and we know a lot of growers, and there was pockets of growers that, there was still about 2 million bushels of fruit to be harvested last year, and it was very expensive, but we went and got other Michigan fruit.
The recovery process won't be easy.
It'll probably take us, I figure, anywhere from 5 to 10 years. It could be even longer. It's just hard to tell because you never make up for it.
The Michigan Apple Committee projects this year could be the state's largest apple crop ever. Bixby says he'll harvest about 80% of normal, and that's okay considering the surplus expected.
Statewide, we're about 30 million bushel is what the estimate was, and that's a large crop for the state to sell.
With such a large crop, labor is also a concern for some growers. With few apples to harvest last year, many workers found jobs elsewhere.
And there hasn't been enough hands all summer, not just for the fruit, but also for vegetables.
Bixby says he's fortunate enough to have a core group of workers who stay year-round, but other apple growers are still searching for workers, concerned some of this valuable fruit could be left hanging without enough hands to pick it all. Reporting from Michigan, I'm Tyne for AgDay.
Thanks, Tyne. The #1 apple producing state, Washington, is expecting their second largest crop ever.